What's up, everybody? It's Concrete Zebra with Craftmaster Productions, and today we're going to be looking at how to do a Spaceghost Purrp beat. What's up, everybody? It's Concrete Zebra with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com. Today we're going to be looking at how to do a Spaceghost Purrp beat. This is something in the style of Mystical Maze. This is a response to a direct request probably about a month ago. It's been a while since I did a stylistic tutorial, and I wanted to get back in one, but I didn't want to do something. I don't know. I was just feeling different today. I wanted to do a different type of challenge, not just like a trap beat or a boom bap beat. Spaceghost Purrp. He's pretty popular, but if you haven't heard of him, he's a dude out of Miami. Fucks with Raider Clan, and it's just I always like I was hearing about this music like in 2010, 11, 12, around that time, and their stuff was just cool because it was so different, and it had like a super 90s influence to it, but it was more of like it was more like an early 90s West Coast type of vibe, as opposed to the East Coast side, which I thought was awesome, because in the early 90s I was listening to more West Coast anyway. So anyway, here's the track that we did. Okay, now, so if you're a fan, that's obviously super inspired by Mystical Maze. The main thing that I had to do to go and get that sound was it's that sample. That sample is crazy. What that sample is, like the thing about Raider Clan, Spaceghost Purrp, and what makes their stuff so cool, and it's something that I stress in all these tutorials, is because they make their own sound. You know what I mean? Like they go after obscure samples, and this sample is pretty obscure. A lot of their music has a dark overtone, right? So there is this pretty popular YouTube video. It's in a whole bunch of different languages, where some people were drilling in Siberia or Russia or something, miles and miles down deep into the earth, and they hit a pocket, and when they got into the pocket they heard this sound, and they lowered microphones down there, and supposedly this was the sound that they got. So people who are intimidated, that don't understand what necessarily caused that sound, they just made up a story and said, that obviously, you went that far into earth, we found hell, so this is the sounds of hell, and so like the thinking process behind this, obviously these guys were looking, to make dark music. They had that idea in mind, so they're just Googling and searching, and they come across this. When you decide that you want to do a certain vibe, and you want to get a certain sound, that's the mentality that you want to take into it. That's how you find samples like these. You'll just stumble across it. Now the next thing, in order to get this thing sounding really dark, was this sound here. And it's just a G sharp note playing over and over throughout the whole song. The song isn't really super musical. That is a patch out of Omnisphere. The three other sounds that are in this beat are from Omnisphere. The thing I like about Omnisphere is it's got so many samples and waveforms in it, and it's a synth that's geared towards like scoring. So you're going to be able, if you want to make a beat that sounds like a horror movie, this synth is awesome because a lot of the stuff that's in horror movies is in this synth. So the cool thing about it is, I pick my category bells, go to type ambient. You could take it even further and put a mood and make it really simple. But I mean, the fourth sound that I picked was this one, and it just worked. It's obviously it's not the exact sound that they used in their stuff, but this is more just to illustrate that once you have the mentality of what you want to make, you can find the sounds easily. The next sound that I did was I layered that bell texture with a pad. And I just wanted an airy type of sound because, this, you want to fill the frequency spectrum out, when you're making a beat, even if it's something that is, that appears sparse and simplistic, you still want to fill all the frequencies up. That way you get a full sound. And this just, playing it in a higher octave with the bell texture just, filled up more frequencies than we had before. And then when you play that with the vocal sample, it sounds really crazy. The next thing was in the original, there's this creepy little melody going on, and it's this right here. Again, like I said, Omnisphere, super go-to synth for film scoring, sound design, that type of stuff. So they have this category called textures playable. If you have other synths like say Zeta or even Nexus, and you're trying, and so you don't have Omnisphere and you're trying to make more of a spookier type of vibe, don't go for leads. Go into the things like textures, things that say textures or soundscapes and stuff like that, and try to play your melodies in the higher octaves with some of those, and you could get some really cool sounds. So what I did was I stacked this Grains of Sorrow texture with what's called the granular guitarette. And the thing that you should be noticing from this is none of these are conventional sounds, right? So obviously these dudes went into making this music, and you hear it, when you listen to a Spaceghost Purrp project, you hear it. It doesn't sound conventional. The reason why it doesn't sound conventional is because they're not using conventional sounds. So if you want to, break out of the box and make something original sounding that's going to set you apart, you can't be scared to pick something like the granular guitarette with an instrument that you don't even know what it's going to sound like. You just got to play it and make it sound cool. So when you hear this melody, this is what you come up with both of them stacked. There's just a lot of rich content in there, but when you play it in the context of the song, and it all mixes together, it sounds like this. Now the actual melody, it's a super creepy melody, and just a little music theory here. When you want to make something sound creepy or tense, first you want to have the scale of your song picked out. It just makes everything easier. You don't have to run it like that. I actually watched a tutorial the other day where the guy was saying, don't pick the scale of your song. That's going to, ruin your music and whatever. And that's fine if you're a musician and you understand how to play an instrument. But if you're coming from this, from the computer perspective, and you're not comfortable with your ear, this is just going to make the process faster for you, because you're not going to make, interval mistakes and things like that. So with this tool turned on, our vertical snap, G minor was my scale. To get a spooky sound, you want to play, you want to go up and then down, and you want to move in a half step. So like when you go from a note down to another note that's right next to each other, that's a half step. When you do that, you get a good sense of tension. When you skip notes, it's a completely different flavor. It's not as tense. Pay attention to the way it makes you feel. So I already know that, for making music for so long. So I already know, boom, if I'm going to make something spooky, my melody's going to be here. So now you guys know that quick and simple trick, and you can implement it in your productions. The next part was the drums. For this vibe, you want to especially like the Raider Clan vibe, the thing that makes their stuff sound like 90s West Coast is they use a lot of samples in their drums that are from, like basic 808 kits, like the real 808, like the machine, the TR-808. You hear this tom in the beat. And that's one of the things that I love so much about their music, is super throwback with you never hear anybody ride out with the 808 cowbell anymore, the rim shot. 808 cymbals. .808 snare. Now the sample pack, because I know you guys are gonna want to know. The sample pack that I got this from, it is Sounds in HD. It's called Sounds in HD 808s Pitched, and it comes with it's an awesome 808 sound kit. I think it's the best 808 samples. I've had it since before I started synthesizing my 808s. And it comes with all like the basic 808 sounds. He put some textures in there for stacking things, kicks to stack, and everything is labeled. So like in this low octave, he's got the root note already labeled for you, so you get like 2 octaves worth of 808s just spaced out. I forgot how much it costs. I think it's the same people who make Urban Fire who did this. So it's not cheap, but it's awesome. Here's the 808 pattern here. If you guys really want to try to copy or if you guys really want to mimic it, just screenshot it and then draw it back out. That's what I would do. The snare is just regular double time snare on the 3. Your hi-hat is here, just on the on the 1 and the 2s. That's for Tom. Man, that's it. Nothing to it. You know, that's a Spaceghost Purrp beat, one of his most popular songs, "The Mystical Maze." Pretty much deconstructed and demystified. The only other crazy stuff, or not even crazy stuff, but important things that I did in this song. All the drum sounds are stock, dry. That's what gives it the feel. The actual sample, I used a mid-side EQ. If you got complete 10 and you're not using this passive EQ to control some of your sounds, you're missing out on a lot of really good functionality. What this EQ does is when you it gives you a choice between either EQing the left and right or the mid and the side, and it's really a great tool when you unlink this, okay, and you have control of the volume of the middle and the volume of the sides. So something that has a lot of frequency content, but it's almost like white noise, like a voice. When you've got a bunch of that type of just all those frequencies taking up the middle, you're gonna lose your drums. You're gonna lose your different sounds in context. So what I like to do when I have a sound like this that's really noisy, but I still want it to be present in the mix, I'll turn the mid all the way down, give my other instruments room to breathe. And then you turn your sides way up, and it's still there. It's still present in the mix. You could still hear it. You're still getting the feeling, but it's getting out of the way of everything. So that's this is a very important plugin in my life. Like, it comes with Complete. It's made by Softtube. You know, those guys are fucking boss with their plugins. And that's pretty much it. The 808 processing, just putting some tape distortion on the low mids. Not going too crazy with the 808 because you want to get an honest retro feel for the sound. So here's the track. So remember, guys, when you want to start doing, you know, something that's different, you know, go ahead and make a plan for how you want it to be different first. Then, you know, start Googling and get on YouTube and hunt down those samples. Have a clear, defined goal. You know, don't just go at it crazy and start putting a bunch of different things together. Try to stick to one vibe, and you know, go beyond the basic pads and leads inside your synths. You know, really go into the other presets, notice what's going on with those, and you know, just create your own thing, man. This is Concrete Zebra with Studio1Tutorials.com. I appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.